All right. Hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. We have a very special guest speaker tonight who you're going to get to hear from in a little bit. But I do want to start with recognition and shouting out those coaches who are kicking butt in their business. So let me share my screen real quick. Can you see that? It says welcome new coaches. All right, cool. Present. Let's see how this works. Can you guys still see me and the slide? Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to start off by welcoming our new coaches to the call. This is exciting if this is your very first call or your second call, or if this is your first month as a coach and you're on these calls, you're doing something right. You're in the right place. You have figured out how to use the Zoom link, so you are off to a great start. And I'm going to start doing this at the beginning of each call because as we have new coaches, it's great to just have a reminder. So the first thing you want to do if you're a brand new coach is start your Beachbody Challenge and get yourself some results, because that is how you're going to build your business. And it's important that you are being a product of the product, which is vital behavior number one that I have up on this slide here. It's important that, you're practicing what you preach and you are showing people that what you're doing and how amazing it is. So that way you don't have to sell them on it. They're going to be like, wait, I want that in my life. I need that in my life. So that's number one. Make sure you're plugged into a challenge group, whether it's in the app or Facebook, however you want to do that, and commit to completing your first program from start to finish, because it's really empowering when you complete your first program. And number two, practice your vitals. So number one, like I just said, being proof the product works. That means showing up for yourself and your business, and also with your physical transformation and your mental transformation. Connecting and inviting and following up with people. So not just keeping it to yourself, sharing this with others and being totally transparent on your journey and following up with people, because it's not cool to just invite them and then not check back on them. A lot of times they're not seeing your messages, so you do want to follow up. Helping other people get results, because that's why you're a coach, I would hope. And then doing your personal development, because your mindset is your make or break. It's your biggest, most powerful tool that you have. And if you're not taking care of it, you're going to see the effects of that in your business as well. So whether it's 15 minutes while you're driving to work, listening to a podcast, or listening to a book, reading, whatever works best for you, just make sure you're making time to do that. Number three, hit Success Club 6, which just means you're helping 3 people, whether they're coaches or challengers, doesn't matter. You're helping them get started with the challenge pack. You're helping them find their healthy solution. Hitting Emerald rank, which is just 2 coaches. So if you help 2 people, you're almost in Success Club and you've got Emerald locked in. So that's a 2-for-1 deal. And you want to make it a non-negotiable to do that every single month, not just your first month, not just your second month and your third month to get Success Starter, but every single month. And our guest speaker tonight has hit Success Club basically every single month that she's been a coach, like 50 some odd months that she's hit consecutively, which is amazing. And we're not just telling you to hit Success Club because we want you to hit it. I mean, we do, but that's where how you're going to create that consistency and success in your business. And our speaker tonight is living proof of that, as well as many coaches on our team as well. You also can earn your free ticket to Summit when you hit Success Club in your first 3 months. If you have never hit Success Club, or even if you've never had a Success Club point on the board, this month is your opportunity to reclaim that Success Starter. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. You also want to complete your Start Strong checklist, which we're going to be telling you a little bit more about next week. And this is how we're going to be getting you guys started, right? It's a super short checklist, and you're going to have a call with your coach and plugging into our team trainings and just being on these calls. So if you're here, you're in the right place. And then duplicating that. This is a business of duplication. And if it's working for you, you want to be sharing that with other people and helping them have the same kind of success that you are doing. So everything that you're doing and you're learning, you're passing that on to your coaches, and that's how they're going to learn and grow. Okay, so we're going to recognize our life changers. Our life changers are our Success Club point earners, and our top life changer of the month is Emmy Schneider-Green. Right now, the month's not over yet. There's still time to get your name up here, but with 12 Success Club points, we have Emmy. With 10, we have myself. And in the 5+ Club, we have Natalie Balsamo. With 8, Kelsey Crookshanks, Sammy Glowacki, Randy Blender, and Madeline Burt with 6. In the 4 category, which I'm sure is out of date as of right now because I've been seeing the numbers changing in the team page today, but we have Alexa Verink, Amber Salmon, Lindsay Hall, and Jen Bond. And then with 2, we have Valeria Hernandez, Jessica Waggers, Morgan Fowler, Victoria Godber, Lauren Avon, Lisa Callie, Chrissy Kako, Brianna Snyder, Rose Disjunes, Tara Rudder, Erica Pastula, Robin Rawlard, and Samantha Eadmead. I always mess up your name, I'm sorry. And then we have, as a team, 48 lives that we have changed, which is so awesome. So continue sharing, continue helping people, spreading the word, spreading the message that, you know, they can change their life and they can make a change just by, you know, taking that leap. Also, our top tribe builder of the month so far is Emmy, and she has 4 new coaches. With 3, we have Kelsey Crookshanks. With 2, we have Alexa and myself. And with 1, we have Amber, Chrissy, Lauren, just going first names, Lindsay, Lisa, Madeline, Rose, Valeria, Victoria, Robin, and Samantha. And we have 22 new teammates this month. So welcome, you guys. This is awesome that you are here. And if you're watching the recording, we're just as excited. And then our top volume producer, we have Natalie. And this is actually 2 weeks ago because I forgot to do it last week. But either way, congratulations, Natalie, in the 1,000 club with 1,602 PV. Then we have myself with 1,410, Emmy Schneider-Green in the 1,000 club, Sammy Glowacki, and my second business center and my first in the 1,000 club. In the 800 club, we have Lauren Avon. In the 500 club, we have Christy Kako, Brittany Swanson, Valeria Hernandez, Jen Bond, and Rebecca Connolly. And in the 300 club, we have Jessica Waggers, Gail Hamilton, Lindsay Hall, Randy Blender, Kelsey Crookshanks, Amber Salmon, Jessica Taylor, Jennifer Bokoski, and Elias Motz. So congratulations to all of you who made your name up here. And if you haven't, just know that you still can do that. And a big shout out to our coach of the week. Is it Madeline? I don't want to keep saying it wrong. Is it Madeline or Madeline?
It's Madeline.
Madeline. Neither of those. Okay. Well, congratulations, Madeline Burt, for being our coach of the week. She's a brand new coach. She's on the board with Success Club, and she is killing it on her journey. So congratulations to you. We wanted to give you a little shout out here. You can take a picture. I won't change the slide yet. I saw you. Go ahead. It's okay. There we go. Cool. And I want to remind you guys that summit tickets are still on sale. So if you have not purchased one, you want to, trust me, you want to be there. Rachel Hollis is going to be there. She's incredible. And going to Summit is totally going to change your business. If you're feeling stuck, go to Summit. If you're feeling like you're losing your passion, go to Summit. If you're brand new and you don't know why you're a coach, go to Summit. Like, there's so many things that Summit's going to open for you if you're there. So make sure you are there. Plus, it's a lot of fun to hang out with your team and go to parties and just be around the people that you see virtually, because we are real people. We're not catfishing you. So make sure you get to Summit. If you are new, you can earn your free ticket hitting Success Club this month, next month, and April. And if you missed your chance to hit Success Starters, just go buy your ticket. Go buy your ticket and then hit Success Club, and it's paid for. Like, it's not like an extra expense. It's an investment in your business. So make sure you get there. FOMO is real. You're not going to want to feel what it's like to watch us all have fun and you being home and being sad that you didn't come to Summit. And then also, I just want to quickly remind you there's lots of events that you can qualify to be at for our team and through the company. One of those, one of my favorite, is our Diamond Retreat, which the location is undisclosed right now. But the Diamond Retreat, you just have to be a Diamond coach to be there. There's a couple other qualifications for that. But if you want to be there, get your butt to Diamond this year. There are leadership retreats you can attend, Success Club trips, which we're going on a cruise in like less than a month. So those are other trips that you can qualify for by hitting Success Club consistently, which is important in your business, not just to hit Success Club, but you want to get on these trips. You know, that's also part of it. Also, going to Go Summit, like, you can also qualify for photo ops with trainers and exclusive parties by hitting Success Club and continuing to crush it in your business. NLC is a new leader conference. You have to be 1-star to attend that. So if that's something that is on your mind, make 1-star and a goal of yours to be able to go to that. That's usually out in California, and a lot of our coaches went last year and had an awesome time. And then Elite Leadership Retreat is in Arizona this year. You have to be a 5-star to attend. I'm not sure on the exact date. I think it's sometime in, like, I want to say August. You have to be 5-star to qualify for that, but I will make sure that I let you guys know the exact date. But these leadership conferences and New Leader Conference, it's so different than Summit. It's such a smaller, like more intimate kind of setting. And it's definitely something that if you haven't experienced it yet, you're going to want to be there. So just to remind you of all the things you can qualify for. And then the last thing, I just want to make sure everyone's kind of up to date and in the know. The Ultimate Portion Fix is launching. There's actually going to be a certification type of course that coaches can take so that you can be kind of like how they did with 2B Mindset. They're doing a very similar thing with UPF. There's lots of trainings out there. There's lots of videos out there, lots of team calls. Do not overwhelm yourself. Just pick one, watch one, and look through some of the guides that we've been sharing in the team page, because you're going to just spend hours and hours watching videos. So let's kind of like tackle this together, so not everyone has to watch everything, and we can kind of divide and conquer on this, because it's a big launch. It's going to be really important that we kind of know what's going on with that. With that too, there will be some updates to the Beachbody On Demand pack. Some of them will be having containers removed with the release of UPF. So just make sure you know that. Like if you're telling someone that their package comes with containers after March 4th, it's not. So don't tell them that unless you don't mind buying them a set and sending it to them. So just a heads up on that. And Fruit Punch is here. If you haven't gotten it yet, mine just came today. It's magical. It's yellow, and then it turns pink in the water. It's really freaking cool. It reminds me of like the V8 tropical fruity juice. It's really, really good. So if you haven't gotten it yet, I know the stick packs are sold out, but get yourself a tub. I know those of you with commitment issues may be afraid to get a tub because you might not like it, but it's really, really good. So go ahead and get that, because, you know, having the products is a big part of being proof that the products work. It's really hard to talk about things when you're not using them. So get out there, get yourself some Fruit Punch. All right, I'm done chatting. Sorry, just want to make sure we got through all of that. So that brings me to our guest speaker, which I am super pumped about. I remember hearing her name, like when I was a brand new coach, I remember hearing about her. And like when you see people who are still consistently having success in this business, like year after year after year, those are the kind of people you want to pay attention to, because they still have that passion. They're still moving forward. They still have, you know, success continuously through their business. I'm sure we've all had our struggles and ups and downs in between, but she's always showing up. So I'm really excited to have our guest speaker here tonight, Megan Eggleston. She is going to be talking to you about transformational versus transactional coaching. She is a mom of 3, a superstar diamond coach. So those of you on this call who are brand new, that's the highest rank that you can achieve in this business. That means that she has 15, actually probably more than that, because you know you can't hit superstar with just 15. You always got to have a few extra, but 15-star diamond, 15 diamond coaches plus on her team. She's a 5-time elite coach, which means her team has hit elite 5 times. They've been in the top 0.01% of the company 5 years. And she is also a Success Club legend, and I correct myself, it's 64 months, not 54. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to you, and so you can share your story with us and talk to us more about transformational versus transactional coaching. So I'm really excited for this one. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invitation. I'm excited to share with you guys, because this is what my whole life is about in this business, and what has kept me doing this long. I feel like I don't know how other coaches who've made it this far do it if they don't approach their business this way. So I'm excited to share with you, because I think this is what will keep those of you who are ever like on the fence, kicking the tires of like considering another opportunity, or just feeling like I can't do this. This is the game changer. I think in terms of mindset, that I don't think a lot of the network is aware of. We have a lot of hustlers, but and by that I mean like transactional minded coaches. But I don't know how many people have found that like great balance that allows them to be like that hustler, but that really heart-centered hustler that makes like badassery happen, but that's like long-term and like sustainable. So let me give you a little background on me first, because that's super important to this conversation. Number one, I am extremely introverted and shy. So I wouldn't call myself shy now. This opportunity has transformed me, but I have historically been super shy, super introverted, super self-conscious. I'm 38 now. So I started this when I was 30, 32-ish. So I already had 3 kids. I was, had a couple of degrees, had a career prior to having children. So I found myself at 30-some years old, still very much stuck in a high school mentality around like concerned with what people thought about me, just managing my self-perception, like managing perceptions from people. And that's ultimately what I identified as the reason I had to do this as opposed to starting another thing and stopping. That had been my MO for as long as I can remember. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I call myself recovering perfectionist. Anybody consider themselves a perfectionist here? Yeah, okay. I feel like I can't tell if like I just attract it or if it's just like typical. So my entire team is like me, so you never know if is it just what I attract, or is this like a prevalent issue? I'm a recovering perfectionist, but I was also an overachiever. Like I wanted to be like the best at things, and I generally was, but only because I wouldn't allow myself to go down a path of anything that I wasn't going to rock at. And anytime I would struggle a little bit or like not show up really well, I would back out like the side door. It's just kind of like before anybody would know that I was trying it or that I was going after it. And once it was like going to be a little too hard or it was going to require a different level of myself, I just assumed that meant it wasn't for me. And I would slip out the side door before anybody would know. And that's why everyone thought I was awesome at everything I did. So they were not surprised when I ended up excelling in coaching. But I'm like, you have no idea the secrets I've kept, the things I started and stopped. But like I said, I started this business when I had three kids. My daughter she's my youngest. She was a 1-year-old, and I decided to stop stalking coaches and stop lying to myself that I didn't want to do it, and just try to help a few people. I didn't anticipate being a successful coach. I wasn't trying to be a successful coach. I had signed up when she was a newborn for Shakeology, thinking this was going to be the answer to like me not getting nutrition in, because even as a fitness professional, which I have certifications and degrees in fitness, I was struggling at this time in my life. I just had 2 toddlers, moved to a new state, and I had a baby. And it was just, I was eating PB&J crusts and goldfish, So Shakeology was that thing that was going to like fill the gaps. And I was not interested in the coaching opportunity. I had a real fitness degree and certification. Thank you very much. I was very snobby about the fact that I was certified and qualified and was not going to do something anybody with $40 could do. Well, that was not true. It was really like a defense mechanism for just being terrified of, what people would think if I ever did anything like that. So I sat on my discount for an entire year, stalking other coaches, looking in the back office that I had because I had a discount, and just kind of pretending like I didn't want to do it and judging people. Yeah, I was a jerk. But then I started to see people doing this well and doing this in a way that like seemed like, wow, like she's actually providing value. Wow, that they're not slimy. Wow, like you don't have to be like super duper like out like extroverted and not going. Like I was seeing coaches like Janelle Summers, and I was seeing some of these women who seemed more like me and having success and just really caring about people. And I thought, man, I would love to provide that value to people. So let me just do this. Let me just like help a few people because I'm going to do this T25 program. So this T25 was the program that I started with. It was brand new, and I just invited some people that knew that I was using some of the products. Hey, I'm just going to do this thing. Like, you want to join me? And I started my first challenge group 5.5 years ago. Really just thinking this will be my little outlet for me. As a mom who needed some social connectedness, I was going to go back to work. I had 2 degrees. I had $36,000 in student loans still to pay off. And that was going to be, she was going to go to, a school bus one day, and I was going to go to work. That was what was going to happen. So I fully expected that. And this was going to be my thing just for, a little mommy fulfillment. I just started coaching. I just started like doing this, and it started to evolve, and I started to see the opportunity. Here's the game changer. And this is what I want to talk to you about. There's a reason that this worked for me, and there's a reason that this worked for me, whereas other things that I had approached and taken on and stopped doing and just kind of slinked out the side door. There's a reason that this worked, and I was able to identify this, a couple years into my business, and I was like, why was this the thing? Like, why all of a sudden did I make this happen? And it's because I approached this very different than I'd ever approached anything else. And that is, I approached this transformationally rather than transactionally. And I'm going to make sense of that because I know that doesn't really, that sounds kind of vague. But everything else that I'd ever done, it was more about validation. It was more about, okay, what can I get out of this? What kind of girls, pats on the back. I was a people pleaser. I was like, I wanted to get the great job from from mama. I needed that. I didn't have a coach. My coach was a discount, a retailer. She runs a gym, and she just sells Shakeology. So when I didn't go to her because I wanted a coach, I went to her because I got trained I got a certification in her gym, and I just saw Shakeology, and I researched it. So she didn't know how to do this business. She just sold it. She just sold Shakeology. So, and there's 3 people in between her and me that in between her, then 2 other women, and then Christine Dwyer. And she's a rock star, but she's a rock star that has 100 gazillion coaches. So she can't help me. So I didn't have anybody to tell me what to do. I didn't have anybody that, gave me any kind of, here are the next steps. Here's what successful is. Here's what you need to do. And I'm really glad now, because I do not think I would be where I am if I had that, because I think I only would have achieved a certain level of getting the transactional pats on the back. So anyway, I approached this business when I realized I was living in that high school girl world. When I realized the reason I wasn't starting this and going after it was because I was seeing these certain women. When you guys think about the people that I'm worried about what people think, you're actually worried about, I bet, certain people think. And if you were to actually be honest with yourself, I bet there are certain people that you can picture that when you're questioning and censoring your posts or, rethinking what you're going to share because that fear, I bet you there are certain people. And I had these certain girls from college and that I didn't want them to think whatever of me. And once I realized that I was living in that world, I thought, that's disgusting. I have a baby, I have a little girl, and the last thing I need is to raise her I'm 30 plus years old. If I'm that way, what am I going to bring her into? And so I decided that needed to change. When something that was transforming my life and changing me, I wouldn't share it. I wouldn't talk about it. I would be so concerned with what people thought. So I did not expect I could do this. But I thought that doesn't matter. I love people and I want to give it to people. I can't be Christine Dwyer. I can't be, I see these people and think, wow, that's what you have to be good at this. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm not going to do that. I can't. That's okay. I don't want to be her. I'm going to do this my way, and I'm just going to have a little something until I go back to work. And that was the very reason that I crushed this, because I was coming at it from a place of, I want to help as many people as possible, and I'm not concerned about what metrics or ranks I was looking at those things. And we're going to talk about that. They were a factor to help me to measure myself, but I didn't have an expectation for what this would bring me, because I had already told myself I couldn't do it. Or I had already told myself that I might get a little extra something here and there. Maybe I'd get a pedicure, maybe put a little out of student debt. Good for me. I can get the organic groceries this month, that kind of thing. But I just didn't anticipate. And because I didn't have expectations on what this would give me is why I had no drama attached to it. There was no overthinking. There was just only sharing. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you got to believe in yourself to have those big goals that you guys all have. I hope you have huge goals. I hope you have big metric rank-based number goals. You got to have those things. I'm not going to sit here and say, you just got to believe in yourself, because I don't think that's the whole picture. I don't think sometimes that is actually paralyzing. And for me, it wasn't the belief. It was not having an expectation about about those things. It was not needing the validation, from the network, from, the person I was talking to, from a coach. It was who I was becoming inside. So transaction means there's an expectation of reciprocation. So I do this, I get this. And for a lot of us, and I don't just mean, so I know we can think about income, money when it comes to this topic, and that's a thing, obviously, but really what most of us are struggling with is with the recognition, the acknowledgement, and the validation. That's what stops most people from actually seeing, the movement, is that transactional approach to this. That's why we struggle after 1 week of doing our BAT when we're not seeing movement. After 1 month of not seeing movement, we're like, we give up, we're discouraged. It's because we're, waiting for something to be reciprocated from that. So for me though, the same stuff that stops most people in this business was the exact reason I had to do it. And that was the way I always viewed it. Anything that was stopping me and making me struggle, I sat and looked at it. Why am I struggling with this? Those obstacles became the reason I had to do them. I decided I didn't want to be somebody who didn't want to put a selfie online because of what that would mean in terms of perspective from others. I didn't want to be somebody who was so concerned with people who thought to not even send them a message. Once I realized what those were, that's the exact reason I need to do it. Not because of the business, not because of what I wanted it to give me, because I needed to change as a person. And it was exactly those things that kept me showing up and kept me being ultimately fulfilled, even when metrics weren't showing up, even when I wasn't showing up on the board in the way that maybe I could have expected to. I don't know how many of you come into this business and think, I want to help people, and you have all these altruistic ideas, but you then 2 months in, however, and I still do this, I still have this, we start to doubt ourselves. We start to think, is this for me? Because we're now measuring our success differently than we did when we came in, and we kind of, the words we said to our coach or to ourselves in the beginning become not really true, because we tell ourselves this other story about how good we are, because we're measuring ourselves against these other metrics. So I'm going to actually share with you how I use metrics and to not make me feel judged and not make me feel like this is how I achieve success. This is the standard of success, whether I reach that Success Club goal at the end of this month, because yes, you have 2 days and you got a lot of hustle to go. How am I going to be proud? How am I going to be happy regardless of what happens? How am I going to stay lit up every single month, regardless of what those numbers look like? Have you ever heard of Bob Hiley? Does anybody listen to his podcast, Virtual Upline? Yeah, I'm obsessed with his stuff. He has a quote. I don't have it here, but he says, are you gonna say it?
No, I think I know what you're gonna say. And see.
Network marketing is he says network marketing is just a personal development plan with a compensation or a comp plan attached to it. A personal development program with a comp plan attached to it, something like that. When I heard that, I was like, duh, yes, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. However, and I see all you guys nodding, it's yes, that's so accurate. But I think we turn it into the other thing. We're like, oh yeah, that's great. I want personal development. That's good. I want to change. But we kind of turn it into a compensation plan with a personal development plan program attached to it. And that's the stop. That's where it stops, is when that's the way you look at it. So, being able to view every single obstacle as the reason you're here, the reason you have to, not the reason that you can't do this, or it's not for you. So I know some of you need to make money, so I'm not trying to discount the fact that some of you did come into this with I got bills, all right? Come on. So that sounds all fun and fine and good for you. You didn't have to, but I need to make money. So let's talk about that. I get that. So here's the thing. That income, you have to know this. If you don't know this, I'm pretty sure Carolyn's made this clear. The income doesn't come before the growth, the personal growth. That's gotta come first. You can't create the success without the growth. That is how the deal works. This is not a salary job. This is not this is not a transactional job. This is a transformational. You get paid transformationally, not transactionally. Thank God. because I mean, I probably still wouldn't be here, but you know, salary job, you know, which it's transactional. You show up this many hours, this many days, you get a certain amount. This is a transformational business. And so we get upset or we get frustrated when we approach it transactionally, but expect it to pay us and expect us to pay us differently. So I think probably you've been told this before. This is an example. Like you have to, you don't become a successful coach when you hit diamond, right? You like, when you hit diamond is not when you're the success. You're the same successful person when you show up with the diamond behaviors, right? So it's the reason, like, yay, Carolyn rank advanced. Like she was giving me her stats and I was like, holy crap, Emerald to 3-star premier in a year. Like what, how the heck that happened? But like, she wasn't a success when she got that advancement. Like when she got, you know, like she was a success because probably hundreds of days she was showing up as a 3-star. And that's how this works. It's not like, oh, I'll be a success when I hit diamond, or that's when I've made it. Like she made it already when she was showing up every single day like a boss. She was doing the 3-star thing before she got the little shiny objects that went along with it. So she was a success on those days, not just because she got the, you know, the whatever prize you got for that and the jackets and the whatever lovely things that are hanging in my closet. Like that's not the success. It was what you were showing up as every single day. So what I want for you guys to take away from this is, I know you have goals. And I want you to view these goals through a lens probably similar to what you are, but I want to put a little spin on it to help kind of shift some of the transactional thinking that you might still have. And I'm going to kind of overview a few things that might help you identify where you might still be in this transactional mindset. Because we all kind of, there's a certain balance. Sometimes you just got to make things happen. I'm throwing some Hail Marys right now because I had a 60 SC goal for to get in the test group this month. February sucks, and I'm going after it. Like it is hard. This month is hard. It's just been one of those months, and I'm just like, there's some days like I am transactional. Like there's just moments in this business I am transactional, but the guiding principles of how I run this day to day carry me through those like Hail Marys I got to throw on right now. So, but I want you to be able to look at your business through this lens, like day to day. Like this is just like, it is easy. It is easy to make it happen, and it is joyful to make it happen. So what's the difference? A transformational approach is one that focuses more on the big picture of who you want to be and overcome, what value ultimately you want to give to the world. You show up more than the day-to-day, give and take perspectives of life. A transactional approach shows up when they feel like they're going to get something out of it. I got to hit Success Club. It's like my coach is like, I got to find my 3 people. I'm like, no, you don't. You got to help a lot of people. You gotta provide value. It's, the people who aren't showing up most of the month, but they got to hit their numbers. Even like procrastination is transactional because it's like what we're getting from that is the avoidance of pain, the avoidance of discomfort. Transactional approach says, you give and I'll take, I'll give back and you'll take back. Meanwhile, a transformational relationship says, let's go through this together and accomplish a bigger purpose. And a transactional approach is more pragmatic. A transformational approach is more philosophical. So you're driven more philosophically in this than you are the pragmatics of the logistics of hitting the marks. The transactional relationships are responsive, but transformational relationships are proactive. Transactional relationships appeal to one's self-interest, and transformational relationships put your joint purpose ahead of oneself. So let's identify your default approach. Whenever you're experiencing comparison, envy, this is when you're thinking about this business transactionally. It means someone's getting what I'm not. And you have an expectation to measure up. Whenever we're looking at other people, what they're doing, we're approaching this transactionally. Because if we're focusing on this transformationally, it doesn't matter what someone else is doing. When you can't celebrate someone because of jealousy. How many times do you have recognition going on in your team page that you just kind of scroll on by? It's just like, well, good for her, because you're not there. When you're not able to really be truly happy for someone else's success. when you're not showing up in your activities because you're not getting something immediately out of it. That's transactional approach. When you can't keep your eyes off of your Insta story views and your likes, your post likes, like that's when you're thinking about this transactionally. When you just post on social media, but you can't remember how many invitations you had this month because you're just kind of expecting validation, like check off the box. So these are, if you're experiencing this month to month, just know that you might be defaulting more transactionally than you want to have this long-term sustainable business. Because, I mean, here's the reality. You can have a really successful business as a transactional coach, short-term, temporarily. And that's not atypical at all. There's a lot you can do. If you're just a really stubborn hard worker, and there is a lot, but it is not long-term. It is not sustainable, and it will keep you hustling. It will keep you burnt out. It will keep you exhausted. And I don't want that. I don't know about you. Like, I'll go hard for certain things at certain times because it's worth that short-term effort. But I wanted a business that was going to stand the test of time. And really, I didn't even know that. I really wanted this to be about something bigger than me. So, okay, here's just a real simple question to ask yourself. How much of the time is your mentality or your feelings about this frustration, and how much of the time is it fulfillment? So if you're looking at like how much of the time is spent in frustration and how much is spent in fulfillment, that'll give you a decent idea of how much you're leaning in the transactional side of this business. And transactional, guys, doesn't mean that you're selfish. It doesn't mean that anybody who's struggling there is self-centered or that there's something wrong like with you or that like you're not like a kind person or, it means that you're just viewing this through the lens that is not going to be effective to be successful in this business. It doesn't say anything about your personality, or who you are. So don't like take that personally. If you find yourself, wow, man, that's where I'm at. It's something that's easy to change. It's just, we don't know. Some of us don't know coming into a business. I had no prowess when I came in. So, don't take it personally. 4 things, my best practices. And number 1 is to set goals with clarity. And this is where I wanted to get you guys to take the goals that you have and just start to flesh them out in a different way maybe than you have. I'm sure you've been asked what your why is. I'm sure your upline or Carolyn wants to know what the why that makes you cry. What is that driving thing that you're here for? And we do want this to have some, impact like in our family. We do want to have this be like something transactional, like I want to pay off my student loans, like those kind of things. Like those are things that are great to have, and you really have to be in touch with those things. I'm a fan, a total fan of that. And you need targets. You need in order for that to happen, I'm going to need to rank advanced. I'm going to need this, or whatever. I'm going to need to have this many, whatever. You're going to need to identify those things, reverse engineer those goals. There's lots of calls for that. I'm sure Caitlin she's the teacher type who's probably done a really great job at helping you guys with that. So do all those things. But here's where I think the missing piece is for a lot of people, and that's looking to that to make us happy. That's when we're going to be happy. Do you believe you'll be happy when you hit that goal? How do you think you're going to feel when you hit that goal, and why? What will it mean when you hit that goal? So if the outcome of that goal will make you happy, it is because of the person that you become on the way to that goal. So you can be happy now. You're able to find daily fulfillment. And I'm not going to get super into metaphysics, but there's so much to this experiencing the actual, if you want to be a millionaire, acting as if you're a millionaire. There's so much to the metaphysics behind that. We're not going to go there. Go listen to or buy The Secret book or whatever. It's great. But there's so much of that. But really, what it means for you to be, so let's just use me for an example. When I went for that superstar goal, for me, it was I want to be the person who earns that, not I want to be a superstar. And it was that very thing that allowed me to experience fulfillment and success every day. Was I didn't need that metric to make me happy. I thought I did. There was a time, but once I started to shift, and this happened after my second year of Elite, because I focused when I hit Elite, I started to shift myself to transactional thinking. My nature, where it got me there, had started to shift, and I just experienced this lack of fulfillment, and I had to do a lot of soul searching. I had to do a lot to get myself to a place where I could get myself back on track. And when I went for this superstar goal, I just decided that I wanted to be that person now. And it made every step on the way to that goal like so fulfilling. And the day before I had the last moment to hit, it was like 11:58. We had 5 weeks of qualification. It was like I was going to miss it if I didn't. It was going to all crumble, And I remember just being like, you know what? I am a superstar. I just felt that, because it didn't matter whether that $60 order went through within those 2 minutes or not. Like, I was so proud of me, and I was already every bit as successful as I would be with the mark. And I remember that feeling, like that moment of like, wow, like this is the way I always want to feel about this business. Is I can be thrilled and fulfilled every single day because I am showing up as who I want to become. So when you think about your goal right now, like Diamond, 2-star, new leader conference, leader retreat, whatever those things you are, like, do you want to be, or even your weight loss goals, guys, like say you want to change, you have 10 pounds, a certain size you want to fit into. Like, do you want to be a size 6, or do you want to be a person who values herself enough to eat well? Do you want to be a diamond, or do you want to be a coach? Do you want to be a person who stays true to her commitments to herself? Do you want to be a 2-star diamond, or do you want to be somebody who's disciplined and creates results every day? Do you want to be an elite coach, or do you want to be a leader who inspires people? And if you know who you want to be, then it makes the every single day easy. Or it's not hard, it's hard work, but it makes the showing up joyful. And when you're not attaching the success so heavily to the outcome. So basically ask yourself, I want to achieve X because it means I would be the kind of person who. So you're going to want to take some time to just determine this. I want to be X because it means I would be the kind of person who. What does that kind of person do? What does she do? Because then you can be her tomorrow. Okay. Last 2 things, 3 things, my best practices. Relational account deposits. So I'm going to try to mow through this because I know I've taken a lot of time. Make relational account deposits. So this is the kind of transactions that matter. Transactions that transform, I should say. Oh my gosh, Emmy. I feel like I'm running my mouth so much. So relational accounts are like bank accounts. And we have one with every single person that, like I have one with you right now. I have deposited something in your account. It could be good or bad depending on what you think about my message, but I am essentially there's an exchange happening here. And now I've given something to you. And we have that with every single person around us. And we're either more of givers or takers. And I've actually had people tell me that, no, I know I'm a taker, but most of us don't think we're takers. And actually some people are matchers, and I wanted to go into that in a second. But something you have to understand with this business is our net worth is based off of our network. I have this, I think Bob Hiley put this somehow really well. He says, we forget that we are in the profession where our network will ultimately determine our net worth. And if we are not constantly invested in filling relational accounts, making those kind of transactions, we have nothing. Our business, our network, our net worth determines our success in this business. So being somebody who is a giver and not a taker. So there's a book called Give and Take by Adam Grant. He's a researcher who did this whole big like research project on like people's success in business with givers, takers, and matchers. And you can guess what each is. A matcher is somebody who I'll give, and they'll give, but only if they're going to get something in return. And he shows this bell curve of who are the most successful in business. And the most successful in business, I thought this was very interesting. Here's like this curve, are givers. The matchers are in the middle. The least successful are also givers. So don't let this mean that you give, and you deposit into people at the expense of you. There's two types of givers, selfless givers and otherish givers, as he coins it. The selfless givers are the people who will be transactional or transformational at the expense of their own self and their own goals and their own needs. And the otherish givers are going to be those who have learned how to navigate the world of matchers and takers. And this is a tough balance to get to, but when you're able to create boundaries and know how to navigate this world, but give, and they're no less generous than the selfless givers. The otherish givers are no less generous. They have just learned how to navigate. So the people who have the greatest success in business are those who are givers. And, you might just want to take a look at, how you show up in your business. How much are you giving in terms of in your relationships and depositing the tracking that you do? We don't track just for your own success. We track so that we can be able to respond to somebody and know to give them value back according to like what they've shared with us in terms of what they're struggling with. When you're able to give a paleo recipe to that new paleo person or that girl who's running that race, and you're able to like set a reminder in your phone to like message her like the day before. Those are the kind of things that make the biggest difference in this business. And that's my next point is value-driven follow-ups, is creating value-driven follow-ups that have nothing about you. Contribution to team community. Being somebody who, when Carolyn's posting something in your team page, that you're not just scrolling past it, that if you're looking for value in that place, that you are giving that value back, that you are not somebody that comes in and takes. This is all under the give and take area. Like if that environment is giving you value and is giving something to your business and is giving you something, you want to show up equally. If you're a new coach, you don't feel like you have much to give. You do. You have love. You have encouragement. You have your presence. You have your attention. Be that person that shows up in these community environments. If you're taking value from it, that means you want to give that value back. Social media. This is stuff that you probably already know, so I don't want to go too much into not posting so what posts. Those posts like, I just throw it up there. So what? What is it? Making sure that there's a value that's behind it. A plan kind of honors the value I give, not just, I got to throw something up. Being proactive rather than reactive, like we mentioned earlier. Overvaluing the likes and the comments and the follows. When you determine your social media value by how many people are reacting to it, that gets really sticky. Posting but not inviting. All of that is prioritizing validation over value. Okay, almost done. If you have not developed a gratitude practice, I know I'm a warm fuzzy kind of girl, and this sounds like, that sounds cute. It's science, y'all. Like gratitude it's scientific. I don't mean like the I'm happy for what I have, I am a grateful person. I mean, when you every single day specifically write down the things that you're thankful for, new things. Every single day, this is science. If you every single day require yourself to think of 3 new things that you're grateful for, your body, your mind will naturally every single day only seek the good, will only seek the value. It's training your brain to see the good in everything. So it's something that allows you to not be somebody who blames or is reacting to circumstances, but somebody who is seeing all the positivity and is able to live from the abundance mindset and not the scarcity mindset. And here's my last piece. This is the last piece, and I think the biggest piece. You've got to give yourself the same grace and compassion that you give others. those of you who do think that you're very heart-centered, service-centered, I'm a Pearl. Are there any Pearls here? Okay. I'm going to call you out, and only because I am her. We are obnoxious. We are the worst when it comes to like getting, like being hustlers in this business, because we're so concerned about feelings, and we're so like, and I just want to help people. And this is where I find myself like just having to like, well, okay, Megan, if you want to help people, you've got to help a lot of people. So stop telling yourself, oh, it doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. I just want to help people. And I'm like, well, if you want to help people, then you want to help a crap ton of people. And that means you want to get uncomfortable. So you've got to give yourself this compassion and grace for not being, I know for me, I struggled to be like the other coaches, and I beat myself down for it. But the moment that I started to give myself the grace and the compassion that I gave to others was when they actually started to believe it. So many of us are hypocrites because we tell people that their flaws and their imperfections are okay and they're worthy and all that good stuff, but we don't actually live that truth. We build a business around that. We build a business around telling people this, but then we actually expect different from ourselves. And it's a lie, and people see through it. They don't directly think you're a liar. They just don't believe it. They can't authentically believe it until they see us living it. And so, and this is not me just doing a warm, fuzzy, feel good Pearl thing right now. This is me saying like, it's imperative. If you truly desire to help people, like change their lives and accept themselves for who they are and give themselves grace, then you actually have to be that person too. You cannot tell that person who doesn't show up in their fitness journey for a week that it's okay and then beat yourself up because you struggled. You've got to live that same truth that you're trying to tell others, because they will not believe a word you say and a word you post about this stuff unless they actually see you showing up, living that, not even having to speak a word, but just your example. So that's my final piece on that. I'll just close it with a few points on transaction and transformation. The transaction is to do things right. Transformation is to do the right thing. A transaction is inside a box. A transformation might need to work across boxes. A transaction has a short range view. A transformation has a long range perspective. A transaction focuses on a bottom line. A transformation is on the horizon. A transaction focuses on goals for improvement. A transformation focuses on goals of innovation. A transaction is tactics. A transformation is a strategy. So I hope you found some tools today that might help you to strike that balance. You've identified parts of your business that you might be leaning towards transaction that are keeping you from moving forward and experiencing personal transformation, business transformation, and inspiring transformations in others. Any questions? Oh my gosh, it's getting close to my team call. Any questions?
It's fine. We can listen to you talk all day.
Fortunately, my team is an 805 team too. So
yeah, that'll work out then. You've got such a great, calm, and confident energy about you, and I feel like everyone on this team can resonate with something that you said today. I know the chat's been blowing up. I'm getting messages from coaches on this call about like, thanks for having her here. It's amazing. So seriously, like everything you said, this is one of those calls that we're going to watch again and again and again. I'm sure it's going to live in our team page for when we're feeling, like stuck or like not sure what we're doing or why we're doing it. Like this literally couldn't have come at a better time, because I know a lot of coaches are struggling with this right now. And I think like this needs to be like a national wake up call, just saying like everyone in this network needs to hear this, because I can't tell you how easy it is to just get caught up in the this and that and the shiny objects and like, oh, this person's inviting 100 people a day, so I have to invite 100 people a day. Like, I don't want to invite 100 people a day, like, and I'm not going to. That doesn't feel right to me. So it's really refreshing to hear that message from someone as successful as you, because I feel like it's easy to say it, like, you know, or hearing it from your own coach over and over and over again. But like right now, what I feel like everyone is seeing is just these people who are so successful, who are like hustle, 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 but we don't really ever hear this story. So I'm really happy that we had you here and you were able to share that, because I think, like you said, this is sustainability. This isn't like, let me get to top 10 this year and then fall apart because I burnt myself out inviting 100 people a day kind of success. This is like something that you feel really good about doing because it's something that it brings you joy, and it's something that it's not a chore to do every day. It's just like being yourself and doing what like feels good to you. So thank you for sharing that. I know that everyone here is super happy to hear such a powerful message from someone as successful as you. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. And I know we don't have time, so if you have any questions anytime, you can just send me, you can DM or Facebook.
Okay.
I'll do my best to get back. So sorry I didn't leave enough time for that, but please, feel free, please.
That's okay. Yeah, I took some time in the beginning with the recognition. So yeah, I'll send any questions that we get over to you. But I'm sure everyone here is super stoked to have you here. Can we take a really, really quick photo? Like 2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. You're good to go. I'll see you in like 2 seconds anyway.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
You.
Bye, guys.
Bye.